Hello Taurus and welcome to your February predictions. This video is for Taurus, Sun, Moon or Rising. So if you have any other zodiac signs for your big three, then you're welcome to watch the other videos as well. But here we will talk about Sun, Moon or Rising for Taurus. Before we get into your February predictions, I wanted to check out what January was like for you. So what energy are we coming out of when it comes to your January? So maybe whatever happened was not just in those 31 days, but an energy that has been lingering for a while, but you are coming out of that now and stepping into something new in February. I don't know your February cards yet, but I know your January cards because this is actually the second time I'm recording. It was just like, I don't know, 3-4 minutes or so, but I kept shuffling the tarot cards and they kept falling down on the ground. And I did pick them up while I was recording, and I was like, okay, so what? This happens all the time on my channel. I think in every single video I had to pick something up from the ground. So what? But this time cards kept falling out, meaning that your spirit guides have a lot to say, a lot, and they're actually pushing those messages out of the card decks. Now, here's the thing. I have a ton of tarot cards that fell out of the deck, like so many, that there is no point for me to talk about them individually. And no, it doesn't mean that we are going to skip important messages, not at all. It means looking at all of these cards, it's actually quite obvious what has been going on in January and probably for a very long time, because it's highly unlikely that this has been going on only for 1 month. I doubt that. Look, I'm going to tell you what the cards are, but the message is for all of them in total, okay? So we're not going to talk about one card for 10 minutes or something like that. You got the Hermit, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Five of Cups, the King of Cups, the Star card, the King of Swords, the King of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Three of Swords. I mean, it's like only the Death card and the Devil card are missing, and then we really have all the negative cards you can get out of a tarot card deck. Bear with me, Taurus. Once again, this is the energy you're coming out of. While I showed you all of these cards, I put these four on the side. Individually, if these would show up in a reading, I mean, the context matters and whatever cards are surrounding those cards also matter, but it is quite significant that you got 4 King, Queen cards, 4. And in general, we would think, oh, this is amazing, and you are, or you become, or you attract whatever these people stand for. Not in this case. To me, this is more like 4 people of authority have been getting on your nerves, and probably more severe than that. Now, this is different for everyone, or it can actually be multiple different people, such as parents, a boss, a spouse. I hope not, but it could be whoever has authority in your life. And this is probably something that bothers you, me saying someone who has authority in your life. It would make sense with your whole reading because you don't like this. I mean, there are teachers, for example, who are strict, but we still respect them, you know? But then there are teachers who are strict and we hate them for that because we are like, mean for what? What are you so mean for? You know what I mean? And the same goes for parents. There are parents who are strict and we actually respect them for that, even though we hate it in the moment because we do want to go to that party. We do want to, I don't know, have ice cream for dinner, something like that. But all in all, you understand why they have to be strict. So later on in life, we do respect it. But then there are parents who are strict for absolutely no reason. Whatever they're saying just doesn't make sense. And it feels like this has been the case for you for a very long time. looking at the cards, it's like I'm seeing myself. And here's the thing, my big three signs, sun, moon, rising, don't have Taurus in them. So while I'm recording these videos, of course, I'm paying extra attention to my sun, moon, and rising, because I want to know what's going on in my life. Does it resonate or not? I mean, does it make sense? Because I'm doing this for you guys. So I'm the perfect example. If, for example, I'm a Gemini rising, if the message for Gemini rising doesn't make sense, something must be off with my reading. Luckily, this didn't happen, but you know what I mean. So it is interesting that I'm looking at all of these cards for you, Taurus, and I basically see myself. But it makes the message easier for me to deliver because I'm speaking from experience. And this is why I can say, it's safe for me to say that this period, whatever you've been through, was absolutely harsh, difficult, and undeserved. But I just know that after this, things will be better. You know how I know this? Because I am after that period. Okay. It's me basically speaking from the future. Imagine that. I experienced the same, but for me, it has been long gone. Okay. Maybe it's because I'm older than you, could be the case, but we are all on our own timeline. Things don't happen at the same time. You know, some people become millionaires by 16, but the average millionaire is actually 60. You know, everyone is on their own timeline. But let's not talk about millions, let's talk about your actual message. So whatever you had to go through was very heartbreaking. We have the Three of Swords. It's like, look, it's not always the case that I notice the exact numbers because they don't always play a role in your reading, but Three of Swords, then four different kings and queens. It's like every single one of them hurt you severely. Okay, it's like one sword for every person, you know, and you're probably like, no, there were much more people, Lola. I get it, but maybe it's like those three or four people cause the most damage. Maybe does that resonate? Let me put this to the side for a moment. Five of Wands means that there was a lot of arguing and fighting. There was also a period because we also have the Hermit card. We also got the Hermit card and the Five of Wands. So there was like a back and forth. Sometimes it was extreme arguments, maybe even more than that. But then there were also periods of you being isolated and on your own, maybe on purpose, because now it fell on the ground. Anyway, we don't need that card anymore. It was the Five of Wands. Maybe this indicates that this is over. I hope so. As I said, I'm speaking from experience, okay? I don't want to go into detail because this is not about Lola's life. And I also always say my life story is not your entertainment story. I know it sounds very harsh, me saying this way, but there have been people who thought they were entitled to information when they're not entitled to information. But you're my people. I attracted you to my channel, so you're part of my people. So I'm telling you one or two things. And if I look at the Hermit card, then I know exactly what this is about. If we are actually talking about someone who has been going through these things because of parents, family, and stuff, then this talks about you being alone in your room for a very long time, all the time. Like you basically only showed up in front of the faces of your parents for 4 or 5 minutes a day, saying hi, no, nothing's going on. Yeah, everything's all right. Okay, I go do my homework. And then in the end, you probably didn't even do your homework. You were just sitting around. My life. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. Then we have the Five of Pentacles. These people made you work very hard for whatever, attention, recognition, the tiniest bit of being nice. You know what I mean? And it's also like, it could be that you are or you were financially dependent on these people. But when you, like, let's say, if it's once again a child parent situation, you know exactly that every month you or every week, whatever, however you deal with those things, you receive pocket money. But instead of your parents handing it to you right away, it's more like you have to beg for it some way, somehow, or maybe you don't have to beg for it, but before they hand it to you, they expect you to say thank you in the nicest way. And you know, like you can see it in their eyes, that thank you they demand from you is not about actually thanking them. It's about, no, I mean, why am I getting so serious? I wanted to have a fun February prediction video. It's more like trying to, okay, I'm sorry, I just say it. Okay, Taurus, trying to break you in a way. I'm very sorry, Taurus. Okay. And of course, that made you very upset looking at the Nine of Swords, sleepless nights, crying, and a lot of stuff like that. And the Star card talks about wishing. It also talks wishing for something. It also talks about a new future. I think for you, it's a combination, wishing for a new future. This is what we are doing here today, looking at your February. And of course, that's February, it's just 1 month. But as I said, I wanted to look at the tarot cards to see what energy you're coming out of, specifically January. And now we're looking at what energy you're entering. And it's not going to be just the 28 days of February, okay? If it's a positive energy, if something is improving, of course you will carry on that energy, okay? So just so you know, it's not really exactly like January and exactly February. So as I said, wishing for a new future. And here's the thing, because we have the high priestess, and it doesn't matter if you're man or woman, we have the high priestess, meaning you know exactly that you are worth way more than this, that you are much better than this, that what these people do or did was not justified at all. And the good thing is also you understand, and this is something that most people never understand, Taurus. Most people never get it. And then they are 40, 50, 60, 70 years old and still crying over something that happened in their childhood or teenage years or 20s or whenever. And if you're thinking right now, why is Lola saying this in such a mean way? They're still crying over da-da-da. These people never reflected on the situation and never understood that you cannot change those people. They're getting something out of what they're doing to you. They're getting something out of it. So there's no reason for them to change. And I know it sounds hard, but that's what I'm saying. I am past that situation for a very long time. So I had a transition period where I still felt for those people. But now that transition period is also over. So I'm actually like 2 periods after whatever I was just talking about with all the tarot cards. And now it's just like, I don't care. It's over. And this is why I'm able to bluntly say those things. One day you're also going to be able to bluntly say these things. It doesn't mean you're cold-hearted or something like that. It just means it emotionally doesn't affect you anymore. You don't believe me it's possible because you are still in that place, at least mentally, but it's going to happen. I never believed it would be possible, but it is possible. And the most significant card here is actually the High Priestess. It speaks about you knowing absolutely well. I want to say something else. I just say it. I don't care, YouTube. Damn well. Why is that the one word that I don't want to say? You know damn well that you deserve better than this, that you are better than this, and you can achieve better than this. And there are people out here who are much better for you than those people. Okay, much better for you. And you had to understand it the hard way because we have the Five of Cups. Cups always talk about things that we have as in a positive way, actually, but it's not always that most positive thing, like all the fancy handbags and the watches and the cars and I don't know, whatever social media is trying to sell us as positive. It's not just social media, it has actually always been this way, materialistic things. The cups simply talk about things that we have that can be considered as something positive, like when you have a pro and cons list, it's on the pro side of the list. And this could be, once again, if we are talking about a parent-child dynamic, it doesn't have to be the case. Could also be spouse, could also be teacher, whatever, work, the boss, and whoever. In my language, the word boss is something else. So I was about to say that. No, whatever it is, those people gave you probably some kind of, I have 1717 on the clock. They gave you probably some sense of stability. If it's, once again, the example of parents and child, you had a place to stay, you had a fridge with food. I don't know. It gives us, it's like a safety net, even though it's actually not safe. Okay. And the Five of Cups talk about a person who is now rejecting these things, is now rejecting their Five of Cups, even though they could stay and be in this comfortable zone, which in reality isn't even comfortable. Even though they could do that, they are rejecting this now because they know it's actually not good for them. Okay. And then we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups talk about exactly that, leaving a situation for good, saying enough is enough is enough. I mean, look at this card. If you're able to look at the screen, I know oftentimes we like to listen to these readings as a podcast, something like that. If you're driving or something, don't do this. But you can see in the Eight of Cups card, here is a comparison to the Five of Cups. Some of the cups fell on the ground, so not even standing straight up anymore. Okay, so this is also significant, like you noticing that those positive things that you had were actually not that positive. Here in the Eight of Cups, you can even see that all of them are standing straight, even stacked on top of each other. So this is actually something very significant that most people are not able to do, saying, yes, I have these things, but I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I deserve better than this. Great job, Taurus. I'm telling you, this is a great job. And I'm telling you once again, most people are not able to do this. Why? Because it's difficult. It's hard. Okay? It's the difficult path. It's not the easy path, but you took that path. And now let's look at the tea leaves to find out what's going to, of course, what's going to happen in February. We have the desk. Pay attention to your work. I'm going to shuffle and see everything that will come out. And oh, I hope you're excited for this. Chair filled. Someone new is entering your life. I know that when we're coming out of a situation like this, we are not like ready for new people and new connections, but it doesn't have to be a serious relationship or something like that. It can also just be, yeah, this is the card. I picked out the wrong one. It could also just be someone is, I don't know. I'm thinking of the word touch. It's like they're touching you, but they're not in your life yet. Okay. I mean, it fits. Maybe they are getting into your life because we also have the dogs card. But look, here's the thing. Your spirit guides want me to put the cards down because I keep thinking of this card deck, but I am going to pick up the tea leaves again. I can't stop thinking of this card deck though, which makes it difficult for me to form sentences because in my mind, I'm hearing this to pick up this deck, but my mouth is trying to say something about the other cards. So let's just do what your spirit guides want me to do. I also did this for the other group. So now the spirit guides are probably like, I mean, Lola, why aren't you doing this for Taurus right now? I was about to do it. Okay, spirit guides. Look, I have the spirit animal oracle cards, and I want to ask the spirit guides who you are meant to become in February. And once again, that's a very short amount of time, but it could also mean long term, and you are starting to work on this in February. Okay, you will see once the card is out what I actually mean. So, dear spirit guides, who is Taurus meant to become in February and moving on February? First, they really want me to pick up this card deck, and then they're not giving me a message. Okay, here it is. Oh, you have the white stack, the protector. I'm going to read the message in a moment, but first I want to show you in the camera what it looks like. Okay, it says, you are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Taurus is an earth sign. The That's not what the card says. That's what I'm saying. Okay, once again, you are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful force within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. It makes so much sense, so much. I can really go sentence by sentence. First of all, you are an old soul. In psychology, people say old souls. We refer to people, especially children, as old souls when we feel like they are mature for their age. I hate this term, mature for your age. But it actually means you had to go through things other people don't have to go through in that age. And this is why you had to mature faster. I mean, yeah, duh. So of course, then you are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. As I said, Taurus is an earth sign. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. You had, now I put them to the side, you had the Eight of Cups talking about leaving. Now use your intuition to find out where you want to go. Now my roommate is talking. I just keep going, okay, Taurus? Let's just go ahead. Awaken to the powerful force within you. Your spirit guides want you to awake to the forces within you because you were not able to do so. Usually I don't really dissect every single sentence on these cards, but for you, I really feel like every single sentence has so much to say. And once again, I'm able to speak on this because I can feel every single sentence when I think of my life experience. Awaken to the powerful force within you. I had no idea, and I probably still don't even know the full extent of all the powers within me. A lot of them, yes, but still not all of them. Why? This makes me think of my acting coach. I used to have acting lessons, not anymore, but I had an acting coach. And the first time I had a lesson, it was actually a group lesson. After that, it was a one-on-one training, but first it was a group lesson. And the other people in that group asked him how he would work with someone who never had any acting gigs, or not even gigs, but like they were not part of the theater club, something like that at school. How would he work with them? And he said, first you have to find out what their abilities are, and them being quiet, even for weeks probably, or even months, doesn't mean anything. Because oftentimes he used a term, I don't know how to translate it into English, but he said a lot of children have been they were overwhelmed with all of the emotion that was thrown on them from their parents. Okay, and I'm not talking about positive emotion. Okay, I'm talking about things like anger, also like maybe also sadness, but used in a manipulative ways, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Parents who become the children, and children having to take care of them, all of that stuff. But also parents telling their children that they are not good enough, stuff like that. And he has to bring that out of them. Now, if you don't have an acting coach, maybe this resonates with you, but if you don't have an acting coach or a therapist or something like that, you have to do that work and bringing out of you all of the powers that you actually have within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. You don't even know how magical you are. Maybe you're thinking, actually, I do know, Lola, and it's a very good thing, but you don't even know the full extent of how magical you are. And one day, I actually don't want you to look back on this reading because I want people, honestly, I mean, this sounds probably strange to you, but I actually want people to forget these things. I want them to remember messages that are important and to integrate certain things because of that into their lives, but to not always think, oh, yeah, this was because many years ago I listened to this one YouTube video. No, 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 no. Okay. I shouldn't be so present in your life, okay? But I want you to know that one day you're going to look back at this time and you will realize how many things you didn't even know about yourself yet. Not yet. And there's so many good things. So many good things. It's interesting because you cannot see my desk. I put the card down and I put my hands on the tea leaf cards. It's like your spirit guides are telling me, now you can move on with the tea leaves. Okay, that's what I'm doing now. Alrighty. So what else is happening for, what else is happening for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising in February? Ooh, one fell under my bed. Give me a second, Taurus, please. Okay, I got it. Okay. We will talk about it in a moment. First, I want to move on and see what other cards are coming out for you. Okay, very nice. Oh, okay, very nice. You have an astral house on the bottom of your deck, which stands for marriage. Now, look, here's the thing. I have so many tea leaves. I have to shuffle them twice. This is the other half of my tea leaves. Any more messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising? Okay. Oh, interesting. Your February has very positive aspects. It also has some aspects that are still lingering in your life due to everything that has happened before. Okay. Now look, let's go card by card. How many cards are there? Oh, this is the bunch that fell on the ground. There were more than I thought. Okay. Now look, the first one that came out flying before I stopped because of the spirit animal card deck was the desk. Pay attention to your work. Okay, pay attention to your work. And then chair filled. It's interesting. First desk and then chair. Maybe you're working a lot from home. Maybe your spirit guides want you to invest in new setup, something like that. If you do work a lot from home, this makes me think of my roommate. Speaking of roommate, she was just talking outside. It makes me think of my roommate who never, even though she had to work a lot from home, she never bought a proper chair. She always used our garden chairs, which I always found very strange. Anyway, chair filled, someone new is entering your life. Then you have the casket, and I'm happy about it because it means you're slowly burying everything that happened before in your life. It says someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. Yeah, the end of the January stuff. So I'm putting this on the cards for January. And then we have the dogs. I also talked about this before, getting together with friends. Okay, getting together with friends, which makes sense because after so much heartbreak, remember you had the Three of Swords. It's actually a very positive thing for us, for our soul, to be with people who are truly good for us. Okay, then you had bird perched. Bird perched. It stands for waiting for news, package, or letter. Yeah, maybe you'll have to wait for something. And you also have the chain, a chain of events that will affect your life. We don't even know if this is positive or negative, but it's interesting for sure. Now, here's the thing. Now you have a few cards that are like, First, the seahorse, family matters. Then you also have the cat, a two-faced friend. Then you also have the staff. You will be taken care of in difficult times, which is very important and significant. Pineapple, reconciliation, which makes me think of the family matters. Then the eagle, triumph over troubles and obstacles. And clouds, temporary problems. And this is so important, Taurus. So important. I'm saying this, or I'm emphasizing this because we tend to only remember the negative stuff. Oh, Lola said, I have a two-faced friend. So this is all you're taking from this reading? No, you're doing it wrong, Taurus. The thing is, the problems are temporary. You are going to triumph over these things and obstacles, and you will also be taken care of in difficult times. If you're thinking, there is no one who can take care of me in difficult times, it's your spirit guides, the angels, God, whoever you believe in, okay? Because it's invisible. So you're thinking, no, nobody's here to help me. Of course, they are here to help you. Couldn't you see all the cards flying out all the time? That's your spirit guides talking to you through me. There's a reason why you clicked on this video, Taurus. Let me see. I think we need some clarification because there's so many things to talk about. A two-faced friend and waiting for news and the chain of events. Other things are pretty straightforward. Family matters, reconciliation. Okay, dear spirit guides, what is the message? Waiting for news package net. Yeah, what is the message? Wait, I need other oracle cards. We use the coffee cup oracle cards and see what waiting for news package or letter stands for. What are those news, dear spirit guides? What are the news Taurus is waiting for? What is the bird perched talking about? Not one of them flipped, but it didn't. What is Taurus talking? What does this mean for Taurus? Waiting for news package letter. 5:33 on the clock. I cannot. Slowness, protection. You have protection one more time. Once again, you have protection. Oh my God. And on the bottom, you have the envelope once again. So we don't know what the message is, but it's a good one. It's a positive one because it says unfolding and surprise. We call it a surprise when it's positive. We call it a shock when it's negative. So it's a surprise. It's something very good. And now I feel a connection because sometimes it feels like these are separate messages. Sometimes while talking, I notice, oh, okay, these things actually now feel like they are attached. And now it comes to the chain of events. It's like you're opening an envelope and this will, it will lead you to this and then to this and then to this. Let's ask the angels. I did not use so many different oracle cards for the other groups, but Taurus, you are especially important to me because, as I said, I see my own story in your cards. Well, okay, I just wanted to ask a question. Becoming active. They want you to be active, actively doing something, working on something. Okay, now things make more sense. Okay. Now I feel like now, for me personally, I don't know for you while you're watching this, but for me personally, the energy shifted a little bit. And now I realize that these cards like cat, for example, or family matters and reconciliation are just side notes. They're not even big deals in February. Even if you're thinking, excuse me, ma'am, a two-faced friend, I need to know more. No, your spirit guides are saying these are side notes. What's important are the news, the chain of events, the envelope. That's what matters. Because for everything else, oh, sorry, I hit my microphone. For everything else, oh, I'm trying to pick up these cards. You are protected anyway. You're protected either way. Being active, pay attention to your work. It has to do with your work. They want you to be active when it comes to your work. Okay. If Taurus decides to work harder on whatever they're working on, what will happen in 1 year from now? But what will happen 1 year from now? Angels, what will happen? Please tell us. 1 year from now, what's going to happen? Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Thank you, spirit guides. It says abundance. But do you know why this is crazy? Because first of all, this was on the bottom when I had the first card active. It was on the bottom. And I did think of this card for a second, but then I didn't talk about it. Now it came up again. Okay, abundance. But also, you can see me looking on the right because the tarot cards are still here, but they're facing up. And now I notice the card that's facing up. It's the Six of Wands, victory. Victory. Taurus, you are leaving those shitty people. That's the only way I can say it. That's the only way I can say it because, as I said, I know what it's like. You're leaving those people behind for very good reason. As I said, you're very strong. You're very strong, Taurus. Not many people can do this. And the thing is, by leaving them, it's like you're making a lot of space in your life. Probably also literally making a lot of space in your life, maybe, but energetically, definitely. And time-wise as well, which is why you are even able to pay attention to your work with the desk card right here. You are able to do so, okay? And they want you, your spirit guides want you to be more active when it comes to your work. They don't even want you, didn't I say it? Family matters and the friend situation. They don't even want you to entertain these things. You don't need to entertain these things. It's taken care of. It's taken care of. You will triumph. I'm showing in the screen all the cards that I'm talking about right now, in case you're not looking at the screen. This is what I'm doing. And you're making, or you already made, a lot of space, which is why you are able to work on whatever passion project you have. May it be just a project, a passion project, your work, your career, whatever it may be. You being active and actively working on it makes it possible for you to gain a ton of abundance a year from now. And if you're thinking, oh, a whole year, that's so long, no, it's not. A lot of people take much longer for this. And your spirit guides are telling you, this is what this reading is for. What people should never forget. It's not like the spirit guides are telling you, oh, you will be successful in your career. Okay, so I can sit back now and let it happen because the spirit guides told me I will be successful. You will be successful if you're actually actively working on it. This is what this reading is for, giving you that confirmation that your hard work will not be for nothing. It will actually be for a lot. As I said, this is the abundance card. Okay. Wow, I actually feel like closing your reading now, but I did it for all the other groups, which is love messages for February. So of course I'm going to do this for you too now. It's only one or two cards, one for the singles and one for the taken ones in a relationship, but we will make it short and sweet as possible. When I think of me always talking so much, because there's also a reason for this. Of course a love reading is coming because it's Valentine's Day in February, so we don't have to go this much into detail, but still, for the singles, dear spirit guides, what's happening in February for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising? Okay. We have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Makes me think of the two-faced friend. So be careful. Don't rush into things. But also your spirit guides are telling you to keep an open mind, meaning don't be closed off to new people in your life, or I mean people who have been here for a long time. Just because a reading told you that there may be an issue doesn't mean you have to be so distrusting when it comes to all people in your life. They say keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. That's what the card says underneath. But what I'm saying, looking at all of your cards, is don't let the tea leaves, for example, fool you and make you think that everyone is two-faced. No, not at all. Not at all. Any other love card for my singles? We're going to ask for the ones in a relationship as well in a moment. I think I haven't said it properly. Calling in your soulmate, of course. Calling in your soulmate. Okay, meaning that if you want to manifest a soulmate now, you can do so. Now is a very good time to do so. Okay, and now for the ones in a relationship, dear spirit guides, please, can we please have a message for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, for those in a relationship. I just noticed that I haven't smiled that much during your reading, but it was because I was in the energy of whatever happened to you. And why should I say it like a million times, but sorry, I'm saying it one more time. It's because I experienced the same things. Okay, this is why I tended to not smile that much during your reading. For the taken ones, I have these two cards. This one and this one. I'm going to read the message for you, but I show it to you in the camera for a moment, because maybe you want to read it as well. Well, then you have to pause because I already took them down. So the first card stands for forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Which brings me all the way back to your spirit animal card. Okay, everything in your reading is connected, which is wonderful. Then we also have the card, this one, acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times you must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Okay, so it's not the sweetest romantic message, but it feels like that would have been wrong anyway. Your relationship is not in a lovey-dovey phase. It's more like in a reality phase, like you're facing reality in your relationship at the moment. So you have the forgiveness card. You can forgive and stay with the person, or you can forgive and go by your own life. That is your choice, Taurus. As I said, I have messages for sun, moon, rising, so feel free to check out the other readings as well. And as I also said, love readings are coming because of Valentine's Day. I wish you all the best, Taurus. I'm saying it once again, you made a very good choice. A very good choice. You're very strong. Most people cannot do what you did. The best is yet to come. And if you want more readings and information on what that best is that's about to come, subscribe to my channel and I will see you very soon. Goodbye.